Hello and welcome to True North Business Consulting's Networking You Can Do Now course. My name is Cynthia Pasciuto. I'm a licensed Massachusetts attorney and an accredited insurance advisor with 10 years of business and marketing experience. I have blended my legal, business, and insurance background to provide business management, marketing, and legal services to the health and wellness community. Additionally, I've taught classes on marketing strategy for both the National Institute of Whole Health and the New England School of Acupuncture. I founded True North Business Consulting with the desire to teach health professionals like you the basic skills required to build a thriving business so that you can offer your healing gifts to the world for many years to come. I feel this sort of education is sorely lacking in most health education programs, and I'm pleased to be able to fill this gap. I hope you are too. With that, let's begin. Networking, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is a group of people who exchange information, contacts, and experience for professional or social purposes. In any industry or career, networking helps you make connections in a personal way and build relationships of support and respect to discover and create mutual benefits. All in all, it's important and needed as a skill set. It is the best form of advertising for a service industry, especially one dealing with health and wellness, because you are putting yourself forward. So first, you want to think, what image do you want to depict? If I was standing before you dressed in a suit, then I would be depicting a professional woman and would want to attract other professional men and women. If I came dressed in a sweatsuit, then I would depict, well, a more casual and active self, and I would assume I would attract more, casual and active people. The list goes on, and it tells you that you need to think about what image and what type of clients that you want to attract. My favorite part about networking is learning about other people's stories. I'm often asked, why do I focus on health and wellness professionals? And it's because I had health issues, and I went as far as I could probably with the Western medicine and started to incorporate other integrative and complementary forms of medicine. And from there, I just grew an interest into this. Now, not for something that I was going to do, but just as an interest because I saw that it really helped me and it can help so many others. So you want to think about what's your story. What brought you to your health and wellness profession? For example, for many people, this is their second career. So what was your first, and how can you combine that with what you're doing now? And most importantly, people love to hear how what you do has helped others. For some people, networking, even the thought of it, can be overwhelming. So I'd like to start off small and leverage the contacts that you already have. So create a list of your potential business contacts. These are friends. These are school associations, associations that you belong to in general, whether they're from your previous career or your current career, and professional memberships, alumni associations. So these are all places that you have connections. Make phone calls, emails, and do some lunches and connect with people in person. Also, once you've completed your program, send out a professional announcement, a postcard, to remind people of what you are doing, maybe incorporating some of your story in there, and let people know. This is your first step, and it's just a baby step into networking. My next suggestion is that you start to think about internet networking or online networking. There are many places for you to start. There's Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Out of all these, LinkedIn is seen as the most professional. And with all of them, you can, of course, put up little messages, and you can do that daily, weekly, or monthly. Whichever you pick to pursue, then I just ask that you do so consistently. So if you're going to put out a message once a month, then make sure you consistently do it once a month. I also added Meetup to this list. It's kind of a hybrid of internet networking and in-person networking. So you go to meetup.com and you find groups that you are interested in. And that could be health related, or it could be something else. Perhaps you have a hobby in sailing, for example. And again, you sign up online and they tell you about events, and you go physically to those events. So if you haven't heard about Meetup before, then I highly suggest that you take some time to investigate it as another great step in your networking plan. Now, in preparing to do actually physical networking, you need business cards. There are basic cards, and those are the black and white ones, white card, black writing. There are picture cards that have your picture in the corner. And my advice is, if you're going for a picture card, is to have a professional photo taken. There are many photography schools that are willing to help you. They either do clinics or they have a posting where you can ask students to get back to you on taking your photo. And they're very well done. And there are also tactile cards. Those are ones with a texture. Multi-purpose cards, which would be your information on the front, and then perhaps where you'd write appointment information on the back. And then what I like to say are out-of-the-box cards. And out-of-the-box cards might be vertical instead of a horizontal card. It may be larger and square-shaped instead of the rectangle shape. So maybe something that stands out. Of course, those would cost you a little more. So where do you get cards made? You can go to your local Staples. Online, there is Vistaprint, VISTA print.com, and also overnightprints.com. So there are some choices that you can investigate. And I'm going to give you a tip. When you're going out and doing your physical networking, think about giving 2 cards to each person, one for them to keep and one for them to pass on. Now I'd like to give some suggestions about where you can possibly go to network. One of the first places is Business Networking International. How they work, if you're not familiar with them, is that there's usually a BNI group in every town, city, or town. And you would pay a yearly fee to belong, and you would go in and talk about your business, but you also bring in referrals for the other businesses, and they do the same for you. And you would be the only person from your industry there. So there's only one real estate attorney, one acupuncturist, one financial planner, and usually the groups are around 40 people. So there is a cost per year. You do have to make a commitment of going every week, and it's usually a morning time. So possibly a way to do this, if you don't want to make a full commitment, is to go in as a sub. And because you cannot miss more than 2 meetings, people have subs that go in for them. So you'd be speaking about the person that you'd be substituting for, but you're also given some time to talk about your own business. There's also the Chamber of Commerce. There's local ones and regional ones, and they put on events throughout the year. Again, you pay a yearly fee, but this is, again, might be a place for you to network. There are your alumni associations, putting on events that are really open for networking. Professional associations, so if you're a chiropractor, then the Chiropractic Association would be a great place to network. culture or gender associations. I'm Italian, so I actually belong to a cultural association. I belong to two of them, and I find it a great place to network, and people know me. Again, there are still some men-only clubs and women-only clubs that you might want to belong to, and that would be a great place for you to feel comfortable in networking. So remember, any events that are connected with your profession are a great place to network. You want to hear from other people in your profession about what they're doing too. I know the first time I went to an event, I didn't know what to do. I was armed with my story, as you will be too, my business cards. I knew where to go, but still, I felt uncomfortable. So I want to give you some tips that now I use. Get positive and think you will enjoy this event and have some real fun. Because really, it can be a lot of fun. You're meeting some new people. Approach groups you feel comfortable with. So sometimes, to be honest, I'll approach a group of women because that to me is a little less intimidating. So approach men, approach women, whatever you feel comfortable with. Try to make a great first impression. And, my thought is I once met this woman and she had a really interesting necklace, which was a conversation starter. So try to think about what could be a conversation starter. Move on from groups. Sometimes, the group grows too big or you feel closed off. Just move on to the next one. And remember, everyone at the event wants to network. That's why they're there. Practice makes perfect. Practice your story, the presentation of what you're going to say to people when you're networking. I want you to remember something. Another way to network is to give presentations, and you're starting with your story, and then eventually you could build that story into a seminar that you could deliver to a larger audience, such as to your local library or to a senior center, places where you can have an impact. If you're still uncomfortable, take classes to improve your public speaking, body language, and writing skills. Places like Toastmasters International can help you with public speaking, but you can also use adult education or community education for an inexpensive option, along with taking classes at your local community college. So remember, networking is about getting out, and networking events might not be your thing. But that's okay. Do the cool things that you want to do. For me, I always wanted to try karate, and I took karate classes, and it was a great place to network. Go regularly to the things that you like. So if you like going to church, go to church, but do it regularly. So whatever the things that you do on a regular basis, keep it up. It's an opportunity to network. Remember to follow up on any lead, no matter how minor it is. Try a phone call, an email, and even a letter. If after those three things you don't make a connection, then it's okay to give up. Analyze your results. See which events or things really work out for you and really bring you clients. If something isn't working, for example, if you're going to the Chamber of Commerce, but you're not really getting any clients, then you know that's not really where you want to put your attention to. At True North Business Consulting, I really believe in action steps to giving you some guidance on what you should do next. First, write out your story. And I'm sure that it's going to be one that's really going to help you with networking and connect with people. If you are uncomfortable with public speaking, then seek out a class to help you. Make a list of your contacts and start reaching out to them. Remember, you can always send a postcard as a quick reminder on what you're doing. True North Business Consulting offers the True North Guidebook for health and wellness practitioners, with information about project management, legal, insurance, and marketing. We also have business forms to protect the wellness practitioner, forms for the health educator, wellness coaches, massage therapists, and acupuncturists are available. check it out at truenorthbusinessconsulting.com. Thank you for listening to Networking That You Can Do Now. Stay informed by signing up for the True North Business Consulting mailing list at truenorthbusinessconsulting.com. We have many more classes to help the health and wellness professional get ahead and succeed in business.